Coming up on 9:40, you know what time it is.
Time to call your lawyer.
In this case, our lawyer and friend, Bruce L. Shiner, attorney for the injured, with the question of the week, perhaps the one that you sent in. You sent in a question, right? You didn't, but you've got one. Well, I'll tell you how to send one in just a moment. Really very easy to do. Head to our website, first and foremost. KicksCountry929.com and type in the keyword BLS, or just look for BLS Bruce L. Shiner on the homepage. Now, remember, the advice given in these segments should not be taken as specific legal advice for your specific circumstances, because every case is different. You would benefit from sitting down face-to-face with somebody who can advise you personally. Most attorneys do offer a free consultation. I know Bruce does for sure. So you might want to take that into consideration as we go along this morning. Let's see what Bruce thinks of today's legal brain. The tongue is not cooperating. Today's legal brain teaser, or tongue twister, as the case might be. Please give it up and make welcome Bruce L. Shiner, attorney for the injured. Good morning, Bruce.
Good morning, Todd. How's this week treating you?
So far, so good. How about you?
Doing very well, thanks.
Good. Glad to hear it. I'm sure you remember last week we were talking about Uber. And
yes.
That, of course, is a very modern way of getting around. It's a ride-share app for your phone and a ride-share service. Anyway, there are all kinds of new services like that have come up, and we're going to delve into a question about another type of service like that this morning. We have a question about something called Airbnb. Have you heard of that before?
Yeah, I heard about Airbnb, and that's another one of those very, very creative online services that rent their rooms in their houses or apartments or things like that to you all over the world.
It's really interesting, and I've heard both really good things and some not so good things about it. But even if you've got a spare room in your house, if you want to rent it out for a couple of days and make some money, this is the way to do it. So
it is, but there's some scary things. You know, you could rent a room in Venezuela and come in and find out that the people have attack dogs in their house.
Good point.
And you're stuck. So it's kind of scary, although it could be great.
Plus, I think a lot of people have found out that the pictures that were shown on the website or the app were not exactly the way it looked when they got there. But let's get into the question as it's being asked and see what you think about it, okay?
Okay.
It says, my husband wants us to book our travel accommodations in Europe on Airbnb. I read a recent article about a man who was sexually assaulted and held hostage in a room and was wondering if Airbnb is liable for the actions of the room providers. There you go. There's the kind of question that is likely to come up at some point.
You know, that's a tough question, and it really depends on the facts of each case. It depends if they would be classified as an agent or employee of Airbnb or whether they were independent contractors. You know, if I represented someone like that, I would sure take the client on and see what I could do, but I can't give you a definitive answer. It's a very, very interesting question.
With a lot of these new services, and I'm sure there are many more to come in the future, because things are new, I think a lot of people are unaware of what they're getting themselves into and how to properly vet the situation. Obviously, you want to do as much research as possible, not just take at face value what you see on your phone or on a website.
No, that's for sure, and you need to keep abreast of the current law because these cases will start to be decided in the near future, and it'll be interesting to see how the courts hold these companies out.
Interesting sometimes how technology drives the law, and then law turns around and catches up to technology, and this is one of those cases.
Yes, it is.
Well, Bruce, I know you well enough to know you stay on top of these things, so anything that comes up and we should know about these kinds of services, in particular Airbnb, obviously on a future Wednesday, please give us a heads up and let us know.
I sure will.
All right, thank you for the conversation this morning, Bruce, and I look forward to talking to you next week.
I'm looking forward to it as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bruce L. Shiner, attorney for the injured. We appreciate his commentary every single time. Now, I want you to know the commentary extends beyond the length of this program. directly to you. If you'd like to sit down and have a face-to-face with one of his staff members, with Bruce, and find out about your case in particular, you can always do that by making a phone call to the Port Charlotte office at 941-743-7777. You'll be able to consult with a professional on your legal situation and for free. Very important that you get your rights taken care of, protected, and get somebody in your corner who can do that for you. Port Charlotte, again, number is 941-743-7777. Their office is on the southbound side of US 41, about halfway between Forest Nelson and Midway. Don't let anyone take away your rights. Find out how to protect yourself and your interests by calling Bruce Elshiner and Associates at 743-7777. Tell them that Todd Matthews sent you from Kicks Country 92.9.